Hello students, welcome to the class of SYBCom. We are learning Accountancy and Financial Management, Semester 3, and today we are going to start a new topic, Amalgamation of Partnership Firms. So first of all, we will see the meaning of amalgamation. Amalgamation means combination or merger. In amalgamation of firms, two firms come together to get various advantages such as economies of large scale production, to avoid the competition, to increase their efficiency, expansion, to get the expertism, etc. Now this partnership firm can combine in two ways. First way is amalgamation, in which a new firm is formed to take over the business of the old firm. Here example is given. If the business of Messrs ABC and Company is taken over by new firm Messrs XYZ, then it is called as amalgamation. If its business is taken over by an existing firm PQR and Company, then it is called as absorption. Now second one is here B, absorption, in which an existing firm takes over the business of the old firm, right? Means in first example new firm is created, and in second example existing firm is there and that existing firm is taking over the business of another partnership firm, right? Then what is called as vendor firm and which firm is called as purchasing firm, right? The old firm which is taken over. So this old firm which is taken over, in this case Messrs ABC and Company, is known as vendor firm. That means they are selling their business, that's why they are called as vendor firm. And the firm which takes over to this old firm, that is called as purchasing firm. That means the new firm or the existing firm which is taking over the business of old firm is called as purchasing firm, because they are purchasing the business of that another partnership firm. So here in amalgamation it comprises following three types: amalgamation of two or more existing partnership firms into one firm, that means A plus B is equal to C. Amalgamation of one or more existing partnership firms and one or more sole trading concerns into partnership firm. That means one partnership firm would be there, another would be sole trading concern. They both are coming together and they are creating new partnership firm. Then third category is amalgamation of two or more sole trading concerns and formation of a partnership firm. Here two sole trading concerns or more sole trading concerns are coming together and they are creating one partnership firm, right? Now let us see the journal entries. Now here we have to make the journal entries in the books of old firms, that means in the books of vendor firms, and we have to make the entries into the purchasing firms also. So these old firms entries, that means we are doing entries into the books of vendor firms. So first entry is about asset transfer. First of all, you have to transfer the asset to the realization account. That means you have to open the realization account, and on that realization account to the debit side you will transfer the assets account, and these transfers will be done at the balance sheet values, that means book values. At book values you are going to transfer these assets. Then second step is you have to transfer the liabilities to the realization account. So various outside liabilities account debit to realization account. Again these values will be transferred at the book values, that means balance sheet values. So here what is meant by outsiders liabilities? That means the creditors may be there, bank loan may be there, outstanding expenses could be there. These are the outside liabilities. It is not expected to transfer the partnership loan, partners loan or partners capital, reserves and surplus. These are internal liabilities and those are not supposed to transfer to the realization account. Third entry is for purchase consideration. Purchasing firm's account debit to realization account. So this entry will be done for the purchase consideration amount, and for that purpose we have to calculate the amount of purchase consideration. Purchase consideration means the value or the consideration which is given by the पर्चेसिंग फर्म टू द वेंडर फर्म, राईट. म्हणजेच विकत घेणारी फर्म जी आहे ती विकणाऱ्या फर्मला जो काही मोबदला देते त्या मोबदल्याला परचेस कन्सिडरेशन असं म्हटलं जातं, म्हणजेच खरेदीचा मोबदला. फोर्थ एंट्री इज टेक ओवर बाय asset take over by a partner. Now that asset may be a recorded asset or unrecorded asset. What is recorded asset? Recorded asset means that asset is already recorded into the balance sheet, and unrecorded asset means that asset is existing there but it is not recorded into your balance sheet. That is called as unrecorded asset. So for that we have to make the entry partners capital account debit to realization account. Now this asset is taken over by a partner. So the partner takes this asset for an agreed value and that agreed value should be recorded while doing this entry. Next, sale of an asset, which is also called as disposal of an asset. Now again this asset can be recorded asset or unrecorded asset. The entry is same. Cash account debit, or there may be bank account debit, cash or bank account debit to realization account, and this entry will be recorded for the selling price of the asset. The asset book value may be different. For example, machinery you are selling here and that machinery's book value is rupees 10,000, but you sold this asset, this machinery, for rupees 8,000, then you have to do this entry for rupees 8,000. If you sell this machinery for rupees 12,000, then you will record it for 12,000 rupees. Similarly, if a partner take over a liability like this asset, then you have to make this entry. This entry was done on the credit side of the realization account. This entry will be done, liabilities entry will be done to the debit side of the partner realization account, and the second effect will be given to partner's capital account, right? So partner is taking some responsibility, he is taking over a liability of the partnership firm, so this amount will be added to his capital account. So the entry is realization account debit to the partner's capital account. Again this liability is going to take over at agreed value by the partners. Next entry, if any liability or if any expense on realization is paid, then we have to do the entry realization account debit to cash account for the amount paid. Next, we will close the realization account and we will find out where there is profit or loss. In case of profit, you will get the amount on the debit side of the realization account, and that our profit will be transferred to the partner's capital account. So entry is realization account debit to partner's capital account, and this amount of profit will be distributed in PSR, that is profit sharing ratio, that is old PSR of the partners. Welcome back. If there is loss on realization, partners capital account debit to realization account entry we have to make. Again this is loss is have to be borne by the old partners, and that will be distributed in PSR, and on partners capital's debit side we are going to record this loss on realization. If there are any accumulated losses given into the balance sheet, that may be a profit loss account debit balance may be there, deferred revenue expenditure which is not written off may be there, so these should be transferred to capital accounts, and while transferring it you have to use the again profit sharing ratio. In that PSR you will distribute these amounts. So entry is partners capital account debit to profit loss account debit balance to deferred revenue expenditure account. If there are accumulated profits or any reserves are there, then the reverse entry should be made. Profit loss account credit balance will be distributed in the PSR, then general reserve may be there or any reserve fund may be there. So whatever reserve is there, deduct the liability from that reserve and then transfer this reserve to capital accounts. Then if any current account is there, then that current account also will be transferred to the capital account. If current account credit balance is there, it will be transferred to capital accounts credit side. If current accounts debit balance is there, it will be transferred to partners capital account debit side. Next entry is for partners loan. If partners loan is there are two options. Either that partnership firm can pay off his loan, or they can transfer this loan to capital account. That means addition to the liability. So the entry is partners loan account debit to partners capital account or to cash account. So any option, whatever option is given into that respective question, you have to exercise that option. And finally, you have to close the account, partners capital accounts, and those capital accounts balance will be transferred to the new firm, that is purchasing firm's account. And after this entry, your new firm account will be closed, and then new firm account will be tallied, and then further you have to make the entries in the books of the new firm, that is purchasing firm. So these are the entries in the books of purchasing firm. So in vendor firm, what we have done, we have sold some assets are taken over by partners, we transfer the asset to the realization account, then we transfer the profit or loss on realization to the partners capital, further we close the capital accounts and we transfer that capital to the new firm. Now what will happen in the books of new firm or purchasing firm? They are going to get these all assets and liabilities from this old firm or the vendor firm. They have to pay the dissolution expenses, and if any goodwill is there, that will be written off, and sometimes they can adjust the capitals. Now see the entries for all these steps. First entry is for incorporating assets and liabilities of the old firm. That means for purchasing the assets and liabilities. So entry is various assets account debit at agreed values. These agreed values you will get in the statement of purchase consideration, or you can see into the question. To various liabilities account, again for agreed values. To partners capital accounts, balances taken over. That means in the purchasing firm you have closed the capital accounts and we have find out the balances, and those balances will be transferred here. Second entry is for dissolution expenses paid and borne by the new firm. The old firms are going to dissolve, they have to realize the assets, they have to pay off the liabilities, and for that they may have an agreement that these expenses will be paid and borne by this new firm. Then this amount will be added to goodwill account, and you have to make the entry like goodwill account debit for the amount of expenses to cash account, right? Then further, if any goodwill is there and that goodwill has to be written off, then it will be written off into the new PSR. Now there will be more partners will be there from old firm. Some for example 2 partners are there, and another firm again 2 partners are there. There will be 4 partners will be there now, and this goodwill will be transferred to these 4 partners into their new PSR. This new PSR either they may give into your question, or you have to assume that that new PSR is equal, right? Don't forget these things. Further, if this new firm decide to adjust this capital, then you have to adjust the capital either in the form of current account or in the form of cash or bank account. That means if it is in current account, that will be a book record, and if it is adjusted into the cash account, then the partners either have to bring upon cash into the business as adjusted capital, or they will get cash back if their capital is excess than expected. So first of all you have to calculate the expected capital, then you will find out whether there is any excess capital or any deficit or shortage is there, and accordingly the entry will be done. Now if the partners capital transfer from the old firm is excess than expected, then what will happen? First A entry is given here, partners capital account debit to partners current account or cash account, right? So here current account will be created, or it will be transferred to the partner by cash. That means cash will be paid to the partner. If any partner's capital account is shortage or deficit is there while adjustment, then he has to bring out the cash into this business, or this will be treated as current account debit balance. So the entry will be partner's current account debit or cash account to partner's capital account, and this entry will be done for the amount of the shortage while adjusting, right? While adjusting this capital account, this will be adjusted into the new PSR, and the new PSR must be given into the your question, or you can assume that this new PSR is equal, right? So we have to make the books entries in the books of old firms, that is vendor firms, and in the books of new firm, that is purchasing firms. Further, you have to prepare the balance sheet in the books of the new firm, right? So while preparing the balance sheet in the books of new firm, you have to consider all the assets and liabilities taken over by the new firm. The capital accounts adjusted balance you have to consider. Those balances will be recorded on the liabilities side. The creditors, bills payable, like outsider liabilities will be recorded on the liabilities side. Then further, whatever assets you have taken over, those will be recorded on the asset side, and your balance sheet must tally. So the question may be of 2-3 types or combinations would be there. First, maybe they may ask you to record the entries into the books of old firm only. They may ask to record the entries in the books of new firm only, or they may ask the entries in the books of both the firms, old firms and new firms, or they may ask only entries in the books of new firm and balance sheet of the new firm after amalgamation, or there will be a comprehensive problem with full solution, all the entries in the books of old firm and new firm and the balance sheet. So all 3 steps can be asked. So whatever the question is there, we will solve accordingly. And every time while solving this problem, first of all you have to calculate the purchase consideration. Now we are going to see one question of this amalgamation. Here it is, the first problem of amalgamation. Already this PowerPoint presentation is sent to you on WhatsApp. So you know this question, you have already written this question down into your notebooks. So let us see how the question is solved. The balance sheet of Messrs M and N. So here 2 firms are there. First firm is M and N, and second firm is Messrs R and S. And so here we can see 2 columns. First column is for M and N, second column is for Messrs R and S. As on 31st March 2017 were as follows. So their balance sheet is given for the year on the day 31st March 2017. So here is capital of M and N 36,000. Then creditors 54,000, loan is not there, outstanding expenses 7,200. In assets of M and N, land is there, machinery, furniture, data, stock, cash, bank. Similarly, in the books of R and S, the capital is also again 36,000, creditors 36,000, loan is there 39,600, outstanding expenses are there, and again similarly assets are there, but their values are different because both are these different firms. Now see the conditions given here. The 2 firms decided to amalgamate and form into Messrs MNRS. So this is pure form of amalgamation. 2 firms are coming together and they are creating new firm Messrs MNRS. This is not an existing firm, they are creating totally a new firm with effect from 31st March 2017. Partners would share profits and losses equally between themselves as they were doing prior to amalgamation. That means before this amalgamation their PSR was equal, and after amalgamation also both partners of MN and both partners of RS, that means all 4 partners will share profits or losses equally into this new firm. And they agreed to the following revaluation of assets and liabilities. So these are the agreed values. The amounts given below the question are agreed values, and this amount given into the question are called as book values. These are book values, right? And these are agreed values. Okay, so agreed values for both the firms are given here, and we will consider these agreed values for calculation of purchase consideration. In addition to the above, it was decided goodwill of MNRS was valued at 35,000 and 20,000 respectively, and it should be written off in the new firm. So first of all, the goodwill valuation is given here, and then should be written off. Then that the reconstructed capitals of the partners would be rupees 37,500 each. That means here capital adjustment is done, and every partner's capital will be now 37,500. The difference, if any, should be transferred to current account. That means the capital adjustment is done through the current accounts. You are required to show the accounts in the books of Messrs M and N and the opening balance sheet of the new firm. That means here the entries in the books of or the accounts in the books of RS are not expected. Only entries in the books of M and N and the opening balance sheet of the new firm is expected. But unless and otherwise we will prepare the accounts in the books of R and S, we cannot make the final calculations. So first of all, you have to calculate the purchase consideration. Then we will create the accounts in the books of M and N, realization account, capital account of partners, and the new firm account, that is Messrs MNRS account. Similarly, in the books of R and S, we are going to prepare realization account, partners capital account, and the new firm account, which means MNRS account. Then we will create the capital account in the books of new firm, and then we will prepare the balance sheet after amalgamation. So this is the full solution of the problem. So what is purchase consideration? Purchase consideration, you have to take the assets at agreed values, deduct the liabilities at agreed values, and we will use this amount of purchase consideration while recording it into the realization account on credit side. Then we will take the totals of both the firms, use these totals for balance sheet after amalgamation. So here the purchase consideration is prepared. So revised value, that means agreed values are given here. First of all, land. The agreed values which were given below the question are the agreed values. So land 45,000, making a total of 90,000. Machinery is taken over for 30,000, 32,000, so total is 62,000. Furniture taken over for 10,000, 12,000, total of 22,000. If any assets agreed value is not given, that means that assets or liabilities book value is the agreed value. So for those assets we will take the book values as the agreed values. Here all these assets are taken for the agreed values, and the cash bank will be taken as it is. There will be no agreed value for any cash bank, so the book values will be taken always. Now goodwill is given below the question. For M and N the goodwill is 35,000, for R and S goodwill is given 20,000. Now what we will do, we will take the totals of all this, and finally we will take the total of all assets. So total of all assets of M and N, Messrs M and N, is 1,80,800. Total of these assets of R and S is 1,80,200. You can also take the total here, right? Then we will deduct the liabilities taken over. Creditors are taken over for 52,000, 34,000, making total of 86,000. In the books of M and N, loan is not there, but for R and S 38,000 loan is there, so its total will be here. Outstanding expenses 7,200, 11,400, So total is 18,600. Now we will take the total of all the liabilities. So total of liabilities of M and N is 59,200. Total of all the liabilities of R and S is 83,400. Now this total of liabilities will be deducted from the total of these assets. That means A minus B. So that A minus B is the purchase consideration. So 1,80,800 minus 59,200 is equal to 1,21,600 for M and N. So this is the purchase consideration of M and N. So here we get the purchase consideration of M and N 1,21,600, and for an R and S total of asset was 1,80,200 minus total of liabilities P 83,400 makes the purchase consideration of 96,800. So now we will see the total purchase consideration for both the firms, that 1,21,600 plus 96,800 is equal to 2,18,400, right? So out of this your goodwill will be written off 55,000, but don't consider these things now. We will see how the adjustment will done. So this need not to be considered, right? So now just keep in mind these three amounts, and we will see we will use all these amounts into the balance sheet, right? Now see how the ledger accounts we have to create. So first account is realization account. So realization account, earlier we have seen the journal entries for this. Now we will see how the steps should be recorded. First step, we have to debit all the assets at book values. Then we will record the liabilities at book values. Then we will record any unrecorded assets, liabilities if any are there, they will be recorded. Then credit purchase, we will record the purchase consideration on credit side. Then we will calculate the balancing figure, and that balancing figure will be profit or loss on realization. This balance will be distributed to the partners in their old PSR. Now in this question the old PSR is also equal, and the balancing figure on debit side means profit, balancing figure on the credit side means loss. You have to keep in mind these two things, because this can be asked into your objective questions. Let us see first of all the ledger accounts in the books of M and N, that is old firm. This is old firm, that is also called as vendor firm. First is realization accounts. First of all we have to transfer the assets at book values. So realization account debit to sundry assets account. All these are book values we have recorded. To land, you can directly write to land, to machinery, to furniture, debtors, stock, cash, bank, and take the total as 1,33,200. You can directly show these amounts on the outer column also, no need to take the total also. Next step is we will transfer the liabilities on credit side. Two liabilities are there in the books of M and N. Creditors 54,000, outstanding expense 7,200. Again these are the book values, right? Third step, we will record the purchase consideration. Purchase consideration is MNRS account debit to realization account. So it will be recorded here 1,21,600. Now here no unrecorded assets, no unrecorded liabilities are there. No partner has taken over any assets or any liabilities, so we can close this account now. So here total of realization account of the credit side 1,82,800. From this 1,82,800 we deducted the amount of debit side 1,33,200, and we will get the balancing figure. So balancing figure is 49,600. This is profit on realization, right? And this profit will be distributed in the old PSR, that is 1 is to 1, right? So this will be distributed equally, that means you will multiply 49,600 by 1 half and 1 half again. So both will get 24,800 rupees, and this will transfer to their capital account, right? Now let us see their capital account. Now how to solve this capital account? First of all, the balances of capital account given into the balance sheet should be transferred to the credit side. Then the profit on realization will be recorded again on the credit side. If the loss is there, you will record it on the debit side. Then record any asset liability taken over by the partner according to the journal entry. Then we close the account, and finally the remaining balance is transferred to the new firm account. So in this way we have to prepare the partners capital account in the books of M and N. And then we have to prepare the new firm account, but first of all we will see the capital account here. So here balance of M and N are given. This is balance 36,000, 36,000. Then we transfer the profit on realization 24,800, again that was equal for M and N. Then we close the account, right? So here take the total of M 60,800. Copy this total here. Now here no any amount is there. Here may be drawing may be there, loss on realization may be there, any asset token over is there. So all these things recorded here, but now in this question nothing is there. So we will close this account and we get the balancing figure of 60,800, and this will be transferred to new firm account, that is Messrs M and NRS account, right? So now we will create the new firm account, that is MNRS account. So this is the new firm account. So for new firm we will transfer two things. First of all, we have recorded the purchase consideration in realization account credit side. The second effect will be given here on the debit side. MNRS account debit to realization account, amount of PC 1,21,600, right? And second entry we will transfer this amount. What is the journal entry? Partners capital account debit to MNRS. So this amount will be transferred here. For M 60,800, similarly for N 60,800. So both of the amounts are transferred here. Now we will see whether this MNRS account tallies or not. We can see here the total of both sides is similar, that means MNRS account has been tallied. So far our solution is very much correct. Now we will make the entries in the books of R and S. So we have to prepare the realization account, partners capital account, and again new firm account in the books of R and S. Let us see the realization account. So here it is given, repeat all the steps of realization account, capital account and new firm account. So first of all, realization account we have to prepare. So first step is transfer the sundry assets. So these sundry assets are transferred here, their total is here. Then second step, transfer the liabilities, their total is 87,000 is here. Now third step, record the purchase consideration. So purchase consideration is given here 96,800, right? Then we will close the account. This is the total of the account 1,83,800, and we will deduct the balance on the debit side or the amounts on the debit side, and we get the balance of 24,800. Again the amount we have got on the debit side of the realization account, that means this is the profit on realization, and this profit will be transferred to the capital accounts equally, that means 1:1 ratio. So divide 24,800 by 2 and you will get the equal profit for R and S, that is 12,400 rupees. This profit will be transferred to the capital account and this entry will be done to the MNRS account. So this corresponding effect we are going to give. Now we will see the partners capital account. In partners capital account, first step is to record the balances. Second step, we will transfer this profit here to by realization account 12,400. So this is our second step, right? Now third step, we will close the account. So R's total is 48,800, S total is also similar 48,800, and we get the balancing figure here to MNRS account 48,400, right? This figure will be transferred to this new firm account. Now draw the MNRS firm account and we will first entry we will make it here. This purchase consideration will be transferred here. Then these two amounts, this MNRS, this balance is transferred here, right? So this 48,000, and we can see this account also tallies. That means whatever entries we have done into the books of R and S are all correct, right? Now next step, we have to prepare the partners capital account in the books of new firm, that means MNRS. Let us see how to do that. First of all, we will open the capital account, then we will transfer the capital balance which were taken from earlier slide and in the books of M&N and in the books of R and S. Then we will make the entry for goodwill written off. Then we will adjust the capital after calculation of deficit or excess or surplus as told. Now in this question we have to adjust them into the current accounts, right? Or you can adjust them into cash account, but for this specific question of MNRS you have to create current accounts for this adjustment. And lastly, you will write the closing balances of the capital account as adjusted, right? So accordingly we have to prepare the capital account in the books of new firm. So this capital account is prepared here. So first step, you have to take down the balances from the old firms. From M&N we got here 60,800 for both of them, and for R and S the balances are 48,400. So this was our first step. Now second step, we are going to write off the goodwill. For writing of goodwill, the entry is partners capital account debit to goodwill account, and writing off is done in the new PSR. Their new PSR is equal, that means 1:1:1:1. That means it is 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. So divide the goodwill by 1 firm. So let us see what is the total goodwill is here. We can see the goodwill into the purchase consideration statement. So this is the statement of purchase consideration. The goodwill is here 35,000, 20,000, and the total is 55,000, right? So this should be taken. So total 55,000, to divide this 55,000 by 1/4. So here 55,000 divided by 4 or multiply by 1/4. So which arrives at 13,750 for each. So this is our second step into this capital account. Now third step, you have to calculate the excess or deficit, and for that we have prepared a working note here. So Draw 4 columns for each partner M, N and RS and particulars column on the left side. So first of all, their capital transferred from the old firms 60,800, 60,800, 48,400, 48,400, right? Then goodwill written off, that should be added to that, deducted from that capital transfer, 13,750, again 13,750, then 13,750, 13,750, deduct it and you will get the adjusted capital 47,050, 47,050, 34,650, 34,650. Now we will see new capital is given to us into the information that each partner's capital will be 37,500. So we have written the new capital here. So this is their expected capital and this is their actual capital. Now we will see whether their actual capital is more or less than the expected capital. So in case of M and N, the expected capital is 37,500 but actual capital is 47,050. That means here there is surplus. So you can write it here S. This is surplus, right? In case of N, again similar thing is there. Expected capital is 37,500 but actual capital is 47,050. So again here is surplus, right? Then in case of R, the expected capital is 37,500 but the actual capital is 34,650. So here there is deficit and this deficit is denoted by the parenthesis or the bracket. So the deficit is of 2,850. Similarly, in case of R, there is deficit of 2,850 which is shown into the bracket. Now we will adjust this surplus and deficit to the current account. This surplus of M and S will be transferred to the credit side of current account and this deficit will create debit balance of the current account. Now see how it is happening. So here you can see there is excess. This excess is transferred here. See, on the debit side you can see this excess to current account 9,550. In the n's column also you can see 9,950, right? And here in case of deficit it is transfer on the credit side of the capital account, right? 2,850, 2,850. We can mark it here like that. This has arrived here. Now what next step is, this third step has been completed. Now the fourth step, you have to write the balances. This is the fourth step. Write the expected capital here 37,500 for each partner. Write that capital. Okay. Now last step, close the accounts. Now these accounts will be tallied. Otherwise what you can do, you can write these balances here and you can find out the deficit or surplus as per the calculation, right? You can close the credit side, you will get the difference here. In case of RNS, your debit side is heavier, you will get the difference on the credit side. Okay, so like this we find the current account balances here. This is N's current account, this is R and S current account, right? Now we will record all these balances into balance sheet. These balances will be recorded on balance sheet under capital head. This will recorded under the current account head. This will recorded as current account debit balance head, right? And we will also record other assets and liabilities in the balance sheet. Now let us see the balance sheet. Now how to prepare this balance sheet after amalgamation? We have to draw the balance sheet after amalgamation in the books of new firm, that is Messrs. M and RS. First of all, record all the adjusted capitals. That means adjusted means new capital should be recorded. In this problem, it is 37,500 rupees for all partners. Then record the current account balances. Now in this question, current account credit balances is also there and current account debit balance is also there. Credit balance will be recorded on the liabilities side and current account debit balance will be recorded on the assets side. So keep in mind these things. Then record the remaining liabilities, those are outsider liabilities as per the purchase consideration statement. Further record the assets as per the purchase consideration statement, and then we will take the total of the balance sheet and that total should be tallied. Now let us see how the balance sheet is prepared. So you have to draw the balance sheet. These are the two columns. Capital, we will record the new capital here 37,500, 37,500 for each partner. Total is 1,50,000. Now current account, here there was surplus of M and N and their balance is credit current account balance. So which is recorded here 9,550 for M, 9,550 for N, making total of 19,100 total, right? Loan amount, creditors amount, outstanding expenses amount, all three amounts are taken from the purchase consideration statement total column. From the total column you have to write this amount. Here into the printed format, the creditors amount was just given 36,000, but it is actually 86,000, right? Those 86,000 should be taken. Now here land and building, land, machinery, furniture, data, stock, cash and bank and current account debit balances are the given. So these debit balances are should be recorded, and into bracket you should write here current account debit balance R 2,850 S 2,850. By mistake these amounts you cannot see here, but in the earlier PDF I have sent it, you can copy from that or you can see these amounts in the purchase consideration statement. Here you can see this amount in the PC. See here there is land amount is 90,000, machinery 62,000, furniture 22,000, debtors 51,000, stock 63,000, cash 5,400 and bank 12,600. But this goodwill will not be recorded into balance sheet, right? Not in balance sheet as it is already written off. So this amount will be recorded as assets. Then we will record the other liabilities, creditors, loan, outstanding expenses. Creditors total is 86,000, loan is there only of 38,000 and outstanding expenses are 18,600, right? Do you understand this thing? So now we will take the total of the balance sheet now, right? So asset side total is 3,11,700 and liability side total is also 3,11,700. So this problem tallies like this. Okay, do you understand the point? So what we have done, first of all we calculated the purchase consideration. The steps are given here and accordingly we calculated this purchase consideration. Then we prepared the realization account and we transferred the profit on realization to the capital accounts. So this was the capital account of M and N and we transferred the balances to the new firm account. In the next step we repeated all these steps for the R and S firm and we prepared the realization account of R and S. Then we prepared the MNRS account, new firm account, and we prepared the capital account. In the further stage of the solution, we prepared the capital account for the new firm, that is in the books of MNRS. For that purpose, we have to calculate the adjusted capital and we have to find out the excess or deficit of their capital accounts. And in the last stage, we prepare the balance sheet. Into the balance sheet, we recorded the new capital, we recorded the current accounts, and we recorded the assets and liabilities at the agreed values, only at agreed values and not the book values. We have recorded all the assets and liabilities as we were instructed into the question. So, this way we have prepared the balance sheet in the books of MNRS, that is the purchasing firm. So, this question was taken from the book of SYBCom e-lectures of Manan Prakashan. Thank you very much.